Hello, my name is Peyton Bean and welcome to my Week 2 presentation on Social Ecological Framework. Here we have the social ecological framework of my chosen topic, oysters of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. The relation between oysters, human activity, and influence on both a social and ecological scale is presented by the need for oysters in many different areas of impact, both of which are seen here as being an environmental necessity as well as a social and ecological necessity. So first we can start with our topic, which is oysters of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. And then we can bounce over to human activity and influence on a social and ecological scale, which we can go down to fishing, recreational boating, oyster harvesting, commercial boating tours, etc. And then we can kind of bounce over this way into environmental factors that disrupt the oyster beds, such as pollution, overharvesting, fishing, waste, trash, etc. And then the main thing that ties everything together would be the law or policies on fishing, boating, oyster harvesting, waste, trash, and pollutants on both a local and regional scale, as well as an international scale. In this slide, I will go over some points of why I chose the oyster and its importance to this social ecological framework. So the oysters of the Chesapeake Bay watershed are extremely poignant to this watershed for the following reasons. Oysters provide filtration for the water here by removing excess nitrogen and using it to grow or consuming them or even shaping them into small packets and storing them at the bottom of the ocean where they are no longer harmful to us. Oysters also provide food, which is a social benefit as well as an economic benefit for commercial fisheries. And now we can talk about human influence. Of course, anthropogenic influences are a rising effect in the social ecological framework. Anthropogenic factors influence both the need and disruption of oyster beds. Oysters provide benefits for the social ecological framework, and these factors are important to discuss. Overharvesting has been an extremely destructive human factor that contributes to disease, decline in population, as well as pollution. Inadvertently, the destruction of these aquatic animals is also the destruction of social activities and traditions, as this area is known for their love of oysters as a part of the local diet. This also has effects on the economy. And now we can jump to outside influences. There are outside influences on both the human activity and the oyster beds, which is the topic of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. Lawmakers are a key component in this area of concern due to influence on many aspects, including limitations on fishing to prevent overfishing, as well as recreational activities that can harm oyster beds and habitats or oyster populations. These outside influences can prevent or harm not only the important species like the oyster, but also important economic factors like the oysters being a major seafood seller. Therefore, laws and policies must be in place to protect them from being overfished or displaced. Thank you so much for coming to this presentation, and here are my references.